to the best family on YouTube. Good morning. Today is a little different, but on the same lines of motivational. And yes, these are zits, by the way. I popped them, and yes, I know, disgusting. Anyway, back to the point. The point is, today's vlog is a little different. Okay, motivational vlog, whatever you want to call it, it's a little different. Okay, so everyone has trials, right, in life. Everyone has trials, everyone has death, whatever it is, right? So everyone has a trial. Everyone has seasons in their life where life just throws them curveballs and they don't know how to deal with it. Here's how you deal with those problems. Here's how you deal with those trials, errors, and difficulties in your life. How do you deal with them? Here's how. So you take the difficult time, okay? You walk into it, you're like, okay, I'm gonna live in whatever time, whatever the scenario is that you're living in. Here's how you defeat that season. You walk into it with an open mind. It may teach you something, it may not teach you something, it depends. But here's how you deal with whatever you're dealing with. You walk into it open-minded. Open-minded, whatever it wants to teach you, just learn the lesson, okay? Then when you walk out of it, you're not the same person who walked in that storm. You're different. You're a completely different person. You're a completely different woman, guy, whatever it is. You walk out and you're not the same person, right? So we're all changing and doing things differently, which is completely fine. That's understandable from a standpoint that I had multiple trials. I've had hundreds of trials in my life, in my time. I'm not going to say my age, but I have had hundreds of trials, and I'm the age that I am. So when you understand trials, errors, and everything else like that, what you do is you go into it with an open mind. One trial of mine that I was with learning patience. How do you deal with patient people? You just go out and be in a line, and you just stand there and you take it, and you're just like, this is boring. Take the longest line possible. See how long you can wait. I was in line for an hour, hour and a half, and people are just like, okay, this is too long. And I was like, I'm learning patience. Why not take the longest line possible and live a little? So I started talking to people, and the line got shorter. And the longer I talked to people, the more I realized I was up front. So an hour and a half realistically felt 5 minutes. So when you understand that one, okay, that's a line you had to wait for an hour, hour and a half for. See, when you take it that way, you can look at that line. There's two ways of looking at that. You can look at like, this is a long line, I want to go to something else. Well, you could stand there for 5 minutes and feel like an hour and a half. Or you could sit there and talk to anyone around you and start a conversation, and guess what? That hour and a half is now 5 minutes of time. Just saying. It all depends on how you look at your storm or whatever trial or error you're in. In my case, again, I was learning patience. So again, my trial, my different way of doing things is a little different, okay? Patience is a little different. That was more or less a example, if you will, for what I was doing with. But patience, life has taught me a lot about patience, a lot about it. How do you deal with it? When do you deal with it? And the answer to it, after the trial, errors, whatever you want to call it, the trial is over. The moment where it's over, you walk out and you but you kind of go with the pros and cons of what what life should have taught you, or the trial has taught you. What did you learn? When you understand what you learned from the trial, then you can start with the second part, is analyzing and seeing the pros and cons of what it should have taught you. And once you understand the outcome, the way that life wants to teach you, then you move on. Then you move on to the next one. And you do the same thing, the same process every single time. So when life gets hard or rough or something pops up, you're more or less like, okay, there's always a flip side. Okay, death being one of them. I am the most positive person when it comes to death. Why? Because I look at life. Yes, I have bad things happen to everyone. Bad things happen to me. But the way that I look at life is a more positive way. Why did that happen to me? Why did this chick cheat on me? Okay? This chick cheated on me so I could learn or open my eyes to the red flags that are put out in front of me. Don't forget those. So the red flags of cheating, I understand what is cheating and what is not. I mean, clear as day, right? Sorry, notifications. And another one that I had is death. Okay, biggest thing. Everyone dies. Shocker. Everyone dies. That's a big shocker. But the way that I go about death and why I'm not crying or at funerals crying, whatever, I'm the positive guy. I'm chill, collected. Those are the people that are scary. Why? Because we look at life a whole lot differently. We look at life going, you could throw us curveballs, you could throw us anything you want, and we're just going to sit there and hit home runs every single time. We laugh at life. We do. We don't take life too serious. Yes, there's sometimes when you do, and there's sometimes you don't. You just sit there and you laugh, have fun, work, whatever it is, you just sit there and have fun. And the moment when you do, life will sit there and go, no, you're not supposed to have fun. No, you're not supposed to do this. No, that's not supposed to do that. You're XYZ. You're supposed to go out and do this. You're supposed to go do that. When you sit there in life, when life hates you and you just don't know how to get up, force yourself to get up. Because I guarantee in the mix of that, if you just want to I give up, I don't want to get up in the morning, whatever it is, just get up anyway. Get up anyway. You're gonna feel better once you wake up. If you're just down in the dumps and life just sucks, still get up in the morning. Still make your bed. Still do the regular routines that you still do. Guarantee at the end of the storm, you look back and you're like, I'm glad I didn't give up. Glad I didn't give up on the storm that I was created. Or going in and then coming out and you're like, this is a whole lot better. This is a better outcome than I thought of. Right? So when you understand that, the quote, if you didn't catch it, is the beginning of the storm is a whole lot different than the outcome. And the outcome is a whole lot different of a person than walked in. That's the quote. If you missed it, there's the quote. You're a different person walking in than you are walking out. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. This is 9 minutes long. I'll see you guys in the next one. I post every single day on this channel. Not every day, but every Monday at 11 a.m. Now I'm going to end it.